Okay, so first of all, I want to explain this weird word, sinusoidal. That means write an equation for something that behaves like a sine curve. It includes cosine curves. Just like women are part of mankind, cosine curves are also sinusoidal curves. So it gave us two coordinates. The high point is at 325. The low point is at 6,5. With just those two pieces of information, you should be able to give me the equation that does this wiggle, 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 wiggle. Let's see. Don't have it written down. Great. So, not here. Luca, what's one piece of information I know about the curve? What is?
No, the middle one
Midline is 15, so that's A, B, C, or D, or is it some other thing? It's the D value. And some of you yesterday, graphing, your midline did not even touch your equation. I don't understand. Okay, Ahmed, what's another piece of information?
I did amplitude 10,
How do you know amplitude is 10?
because you wanted to touch both the 25 and 5.
So from 25 down 10, or from 5 up 10, I get to the midline, or 25 minus, or plus 5 cut in half, 30 cut in half is 15. There's a whole bunch of ways you could figure out what that midline is, and amplitude. You guys all right with calculating that much? Okay. Oliver, what else do I know? Now it's getting to the hard questions. They took the easy ones first. How do I figure out the period? I don't have a full wiggle drawn.
you have, and you have half.
And half of it, so how long does it take to do half a period? 3, so how long does it take to do a whole period? There you go. So from the x value of 3 to the x value of 6 was 3 units, which he said, well, that's only half of it. Oh no, what do? Double it. All right, Emery, do I put 6 in my equation somewhere, or do I have to use that 6 to do something?
You would have to divide 6 by 2 pi.
Other way
Or
around?
2 pi by 2 pi over 6.
Okay. Mache, so what is that gonna, what's an equation that will model this?
For example, minus tan cosine pi over 3 x and then plus 2.
Close. Let's see. Close, but not quite. Emma?
Is it minus, x minus 3? It's going to be right through.
So all of what he said. So be careful. What do you have written? What do you have written for this?
Y equals negative 10 cosine pi over 3x minus 3 plus 15.
Or would it be negative?
Okay. Yeah, okay, this is my question. All right. So Mache backed it up. He didn't He didn't do, a shift at all. But if you want it to start there, is that a cosine curve or a sine curve? Sine curve. And is it a negative sine curve or a positive? It's positive because sine normally starts in the middle and goes up. Okay, this one, shifting it, that -3 makes it move to here. It's a cosine curve, cosine normally starts high. Is this high already? So it should be a positive. There's lots of options. Does somebody have a different equation? Yes, David?
Wait, why wouldn't A be 20, not 10? Is it the midline? Oh, it's minimum, not minimum. I saw minimum, I thought it was minimum.
Okay, okay,
That makes sense.
all right, yeah.
For the period, where do we get the 2 times 3 from?
Okay, period is how long it takes to do one complete wave. Is this a complete wave? How much of it is that? Half. How long did it take me to do half? And how long is it gonna take me to do another half?
3.
So the period is this half plus another half, it's gonna be 6, right?
Those are 2 times 3 units.
Yeah. Okay,
Ah,
I'm doubling, right? Like, yeah.
I'm confused why like at 0 it starts at positive sign. I thought like at 0 it would be, negative cosine.
Okay, so maybe I did this wrong. Let's see. This is 3 to go from high to low, so it's 1.5 backwards. 1.5. So, okay. I did not draw my scale well, or something's funny. Because if it took 3 to go from high to low, it should take 3 to go from high to low, but that does not look good. Too much, I apologize. This was right, and I have my scale drawn poorly. Okay?
So then is the second equation also right?
The second equation is right. And we could have done we could have shifted all the way to this one. Yes?
Wait, oh, is the pink line the right?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So I had these squished together more than those, and I didn't draw it right.
Okay.
It's 3 units, 3 units to go from high to low, so 3 units to go from high to low backwards as well.
Okay.
And I did not draw it well.
Gotcha.
Okay. Are there questions on, okay, sorry. Today, we're gonna do some real stuff. We're gonna like look at tides data and phases of the moon and sunspots. The homework tonight, well, homework is the class worksheet if we don't finish it, which we did not finish in 3rd period. And an application sheet where we are asking you to look up the sunspot data. And there's a big, long, ugly website link written there. I put that link on the Canvas page for today, so it's easier if you go on that and click it rather than typing it in. There is a quiz on Tuesday that's on graphing, writing equations, and making equations model the applications. You will need a calculator or some technology for part of it. Questions on yesterday's worksheet? We did all the matching in the first place, so hopefully that's okay. Can I go to the next page? Third period had a lot of questions with, but I have this equation. these are two possible answers. There are lots of possible answers. These were all made positive sine and cosine functions, so the negative ones might have been easier, like for example, the second one. Yes.
Because 1/2 times x, could you also just put x over 2? Like that, not
One half times x is the same as x over 2, that's fine. Emery?
Why would C for cosine be 1 and not 0 for number 2?
For number 2, this is a positive cosine curve. If you wanted to write it as y equals -4 cosine pi x plus 1, that works. Like I said, there's lots of valid and correct answers. So does anyone else want to check to see if their different answer is also right? But to hit the peak for this one, it got shifted over 1 to the right. Can I scroll to the bottom 2 yet? Okay, one person's still checking. And I believe there was an issue with one of these.
Is it the A on the left one? I think it's 0.1, right?
No.
Oh, well, no, 'cause from the midline, yeah,
People really didn't like the last one because they told you on the scale, x is 4 and 44. They didn't give you the rest of the stuff. Third period asked a lot about this, like, where'd you get that 34 from? Oh, sorry, yeah.
Why is the first one positive sign and not negative?
Okay, let's look. I believe there is a mistake with at least one of them. So x minus 1 shifts it there, yes. Should be a negative if we went to there. But this guy's horizontal shift, every dot is a quarter of the period apart. It started at 4, a quarter of the period went from 4 to 44, so the period is 40 units. Add 10 to get to this x equals 14. Add another 10 to get to this 24. Add another 10 to get to this 34, which is where this shift comes from. Yes, I know.
Could we also do +6? Bring it back.
So he says, if you do a +6 in there, which really moves it to the left 6 units, does that still work? Absolutely. Emery?
Is the value for the screen cap, like, is it 3?
Value for this one?
Yeah, I got it.
Okay, sorry. Like, I don't know which one we're talking about. So, David, welcome to Friday. Yeah. All right. Other questions on these guys? Because now we're gonna do this stuff, but with context. Okay. Take one and hand them back.
This graded.
This was not. Okay, awesome. Hold that thought, hold that thought. Okay, so there's lots of extras. Did you guys get some? All right. So, let's see, do I still have it up? I do not still have it up. Those of you who live near water, sorry for the ad. So just in case you've never seen water go in and out, Port Alaska, they have a cam and watch the water levels going up, and then the water level is going down. And you can have negative water level, it can be below sea level, but it's cyclic. They wanna, and it's important that people know, is the water gonna be deep enough so that I can get that big ass boat in at that time that they wanna come into the shipping harbor? So, like, the data is relevant. So, can you guys, with the person next to you, try sketching this and seeing if you can pull out the information? What's the amplitude? What's the period? What's the B value? And Ivan, you said you did this one already?
Yeah.
So the homework sheet is this one.
Thank you.
Thank you for being proactive. So you can use your phone, I guess, to look up that, and again, the link is on Canvas so that you don't have to try and type that crap in.
I thank you. That's a lot of words.
I know. And you will be the one to tell me, actually, you typed it wrong, it doesn't work. So if you check it, let me know. Like if it doesn't work, I'm sure you'll be like, bing.
Should we make like the time by like 6s? If it's,
Okay,
oh, maybe 3.
You can do it.
Yeah, 'cause it takes forever.
so for science, I would put some names on the axes. Do I need negative depth for this particular example? No?
No.
Do I need negative time values? No. I'm gonna label my x-axis hours or time since midnight. I'm gonna have midnight be 0. And the other thing is water depth, and it's in feet. And at time 0 or midnight, 7 feet high. And then at 6 a.m., it is 3 feet high. So I'm not looking for super crazy accurate stuff. I'm not having this go in a scientific journal. I want enough of a sketch so that I can see that you know how to get out the information like amplitude, period, and all of that. So there's a sketch, there's a start. Okay, let's look. What's A?
Two.
2, because the high water, 7, low water, 3, the whole distance is 4, cut in half is 2. What does that make a vertical shift? No, you said do what with it? Yeah. What do you have on your paper? What did you say it was? You wrote it down. It says midline is what? Midline is 5. That's our D value. Where is the middle? 2 down from the high or 2 up from the low? The midline is at 5. Okay, what's the period? Nora, what's the period?
So it goes down 6, and then it's 12. Is it like, do I do like 12 over 4?
Okay. What is the period? How much time does it take to do a full high tide, down to low tide, back up to high tide again?
12?
12. Just 12. Emery, you're doing wrinkle face.
No,
What's-
it's 0.
Amina, sorry, come here. What's the D value?
It's like, pi over 6.
So 2 pi over 12, which reduces to be pi over 6. Cherry, would you choose a sine function or a cosine function to model this? Because why?
Because
Cosine normally starts where?
higher up.
High, and this one starts high. So, what would you put it all together again?
I said 1 equals 2 cosine parentheses pi over 6 t plus 5.
Ooh, good job. I've been writing X all day. It says write an equation in terms of t, and she did. Yes.
Can you go over how you got B again?
Do you agree? Look, you're the one that told us the period is 12. You okay with how you eventually got that?
Yeah.
Okay, so. Period is 2 pi over b, and you know what? B is 2 pi over the actual period of the function. You told me the actual period of the function is 12. 2 pi divided by 12 reduces to pi over 6.
Oh, yeah, got it.
Okay. So you could have other answers, but this is the cleanest, easiest one, because as Cherry said, cosine starts high, this does start high, she doesn't want to shift it anywhere, I'm cool with that. Luca, what are you gonna say?
How do you get?
How do we get the period? Okay? How long does it take to go from high tide to low tide? Is that a full? No, so I need to go from low tide back up to high tide, which takes another 6, so it's gonna give us 12. Okay, what's the water depth at 4? The water depth at 4, 2 cosine 4 pi over 6 plus 5. All right. Because I do want you guys to remember unit circle, 4 pi over 6 reduces to what, Isla? 2 pi over 3, is that on the unit circle? Oh, yeah. Danny, 2 pi over 3 takes me to what quadrant? Second. 2 pi over 3 takes me to the second quadrant. Senna is cosine positive there or negative there? All positive here, sine and its reciprocal there, tangent here, cosine there. So cosine's negative. Cosine's gonna be negative. So I'm gonna do 2 times something that's negative plus 5. Okay. The triangle across from pi over 3 is root 3, 1, 2. Oliver, what is cosine of pi over 3? Cosine is opposite over hypotenuse or adjacent over hypotenuse? Adjacent. What is adjacent to the pi over 3? 1 over 2. And it was a negative 1 over 2, so 2 times negative half is negative 1. So the height of the water in 4 hours is gonna be 4. Does that mean the height of the water at 6 is gonna be 6? No, because it's not linear. It just happened to be when I plugged in 4, I did get a 4 out. That doesn't always happen. Question? You sure? Really? I mean, you're doing that like my dog gets this cute face when she's confused. You're kind of giving the confused puppy face. No? 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 Okay. All right. Yeah.
Where did the cosine go?
I did it. So this is asking me to find cosine of 2 pi over 3, and that's why I was asking all those questions. Danny told me 2 pi over 3 takes me here. Senna said cosine's negative there, so it's going to be the reference angle of pi over 3. Oliver told me cosine of pi over 3 is 1/2, so cosine of 2 pi over 3 is negative 1/2. So all of that became just negative 1/2. And it was still multiplied by 2, so I got a negative 1, and then, whee, yay. Okay, all right, the next thing, y'all need some technology. If you have a calculator, graphing calculator, pick it up. If you don't, bring up Desmos. So if you have a graphing calculator, we're going to type in the equation. Y equals 2 times cosine pi over 6 times, unfortunately, x, because that's the only variable your calculator lets you use. Close the parentheses, and plus 5. Your calculator needs to be in radian mode. Those of you who don't know what I mean, hit this button called mode. And if this is not dark, you need to highlight it so that it is dark. Then, okay, Ahmed, now you're doing the dog face again.
No, it's because my calculator is different. I was trying to
How do you
take
get
it.
to that y equals like that?
How do I get, this is next to the y equals. This is window.
Yeah, what was the first one?
Oh, the first one, the y equals.
That was just what
So on window, I changed the numbers a little bit. I don't want negative time, so I'm going to have time start at time 0. And the height of the water, 0 to 10, or something that includes at least up to 7. And then I'm going to hit graph. I put a second line in there of 3.5 because I want to see, here's my water. I want to know, when is it that high? All right. Yes?
Can you go back to the window?
Go back to the window. Okay. Part of these word problems, you guys need to sort of think about it. And yeah, so it went from high tide to low tide from 3 to 6. So my x values need to be including at least 3 and 6. And the height of the water went from whatever, I don't remember, 3 to 7. Okay, just, I want to show you guys this one, and yes, the Desmos is a lot easier. But for here, we're going to hit the yellow button and then trace. If you look above trace, there's a little yellow word that says calculate. That's why I hit the yellow button first. And looking at it, I want to calculate the intersection. Where do those two lines hit? And then my calculator says, hey, first curve, question mark. Is it blinking on one of the lines that I want? Yes. So I'm going to hit enter. And then it moves and blinks on the other line. Is that the other line that I want to know if they cross? Yes. So I'm going to hit enter. And then it says, should I guess an answer? Yes, sweetie, please do that. And I'll hit enter, and then it's going to blink right on the place where they hit. So it says 4.619. Okay, look up, because here's a trick that my calc kids don't know, and I need to show them every year. Right now, second quit, if I leave, and if I hit X right now, that's the number it just found for me. So that number was 4.619, 9 or 2, I don't remember. 9. Okay, there's most people. You guys got it so much easier. So you type in the one thing, you type in the other thing. If the window isn't shaped right for you, you go zoom in, zoom out. It's so much easier. Do you know how to find where it intersects? Watch. Point to it. When you hit it, it says, here's the coordinate you were looking for. Okay? Questions about that? And really, like, so that you don't get your really, really large boat stuck in the Suez Canal and block trade for months. You wanna know what's the height of the water at certain times so that you're not one of those idiots with your boat stuck on a sandbar. What?
I remember because it happened when I was in Egypt.
Yeah,
When the
yeah,
boat got
yeah.
stuck.
I mean, I wasn't bringing up a random thing. That's a real, yeah.
Yeah.
It majorly, like, bollocks up a whole lot of the world trade.
Wait, have people already forgotten about the Evergreen?
Evidently. That was only 2 years ago? 3?
I think so, it's like 2 years ago, yeah.
The Evergreen, I forgot its name. Okay, so, alright, one more annoying thing. Do we ever say what time did it happen? At 4.1619 hours? No. How do I turn that 0.61 hours into minutes so that I can say, oh, is that 4:15 or 4:38 or 4:57? What's the other number? Is it in hours or is it in minutes or is it in seconds? Minutes. How do I turn this hours, 0.619 hours into minutes? How many minutes in an hour? So 4 hours and then 0.619 times 60. And I get that, oh, at about 4:37 a.m., the water's gonna be below 3.5 feet. Okay, your homework is to finish this side and to do the sunspots problem, which is right here. Did the link work?
Yeah, the link.
And it has been verified that I did post the link to the sunspots question on Canvas. No, thank you.